What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything you need to know about on a daily basis and what is going on here in our country. Remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. We got some crazy news going on here. The price of gas in the U.S. has now hit a new all-time high. And this comes as oil is dropping. Oil has now dropped below $100 a barrel. I know, how does this make any sense? This is literally just corporate greed from the gas companies and the oil companies. They're literally scamming us. It's the largest scam in history. You can see here WTI crude just under $100 a barrel at $99.76, having a pretty significant drop here. A large spike down here actually. Brent crude also having a large spike down at $101 a barrel. Um, yeah, massive spike down here, and yet I'll show you the headline here. Oil tumbles as Saudi Arabia cuts prices and China's lockdowns intensifies. Remember that oil is a global price, a global price. So it's not just, I know that the rhetoric is always, increased supply here in the US, drill, baby, drill. But remember, oil is a global price, okay, and that's why any little thing in on a global scale, like the headlines here, the lockdowns in China are actually as crazy as it sounds, bringing down the price of oil because of demand over there. Just like when we had the lockdowns here in the US, it brought down demand, and that's why the price of gas went down so dramatically for like a year or so, because people were driving less. People were staying at home. It's the same thing has happened to China over there, and it's bringing down the price of oil worldwide. And these new Saudi Arabia cuts. But the problem in the U.S. is the corporate greed, the gas companies. So that's why we see the disparity of oil dropping to below $100 a barrel. Remember the high here back in March. WTI crude, well, the high hit around 135 a barrel. So 35% higher. I mean, you could do the math. It's really simple math. If WTI crude hit 135 and now it's at 99.7 or 100, it's 35% lower. And Brent crude was at around 140. It actually went a little bit over 140. So it's 40% lower. The problem here is gas prices have just reached a new all-time high in the US, despite oil prices dropping. How does this make any sense but gas company corporate greed? Yeah, look at the price of gas here. Regular gas, on average here in the US, $4.37 a week ago. 1 week ago was $4.20. It's went up 17 cents on average in 1 week. 1 week. Look at the price of diesel, $5.55. Just in 1 week, it was $5.37. It's went up almost 20 cents in a week. In a week. And oil is down. It's WTI crude is down below $100 a barrel. And here's the thing. Look at this. As of today, these are new all-time highs. The highest recorded prices ever for gas. Ever. Even though the price of oil is 35 to 40% lower than what we had in March alone. So how does this make sense at all? It doesn't. It's only corporate greed by the gas companies. Yeah, so here's kind of the best chart I could bring up here. Um, it was hard to really find a chart here, but here's kind of the best chart. Let me remove myself from the corner. But you can see here on March, here's where we are right now. So you can see how we've dropped. You can see how volatile oil is, right? The price of oil here in May, we dropped significantly here. We're at $99 a barrel, like I just said here. But look at how much higher we had spiked up in March, and that's when we hit the all-time high. Okay, and remember we had briefly gone up even higher here briefly. Okay, but remember that we're much lower now. So since we're much lower now, why are we hitting all-time highs of gas prices now? Here's the national prices of gas right now. It, there's no other explanations besides the oil and gas companies like BP, Shell, Exxon, and those type of companies are raking in the billions and billions of dollars. It's really not even a Democrat or Republican thing. It's not even really a President Biden thing at this point because I mean, just look at it. The price of oil is at $99 a barrel. It's 20, 30, 30 plus percent lower than what it was a few months ago, but yet they're charging us the highest price of gas ever. Ever. It's almost like they're just charging us whatever they want. Whatever they want. And God bless them over in the UK because yeah, they're paying right now $7.68 a gallon. Yeah, and I mean everywhere else in the world as well. Canada, $6.12 a gallon. Again, if you equate it to U.S. dollars for both of those, and you use it to a U.S. gallon, because not a liter. So I guess things could be worse, but it's just insane. Everybody is really getting raked over the coals here um, with these prices of gas here, and really you can almost pick almost any country here. Price of gas in China. If you want to look it up here, U.S. dollars, $5.11 if you equate it to gallons, U.S. dollars. Or if you look it up in Hong Kong, which they're actually one of the highest that I've seen or looked up, $10.96 a gallon. Can you imagine? Could you imagine? Insane. Insane. Yeah. And the question here is what do they do? And then when you kind of think about this and you think about that story about how Joe Manchin is making millions of dollars on the back of taxpayers. If you watch that video of the New York Times story being exposed, with the gob mine that he owns, and you really got to kind of wonder here what is really being done here, and are the gas companies being, I don't know, really really sad story. Really, really sad story. If you didn't watch that video about Joe Manchin, I'll link you to it at the end of this video so you can click on it and watch it. But remember that Joe Manchin stalled the Build Back Better package. Here's what's in. Remember, there's a lot of energy provisions in there with clean energy provisions. Some to move away. Now, moving away from gas with cars is really not so easy. The really only other alternative is hybrids and electric cars. But if you're not in the market to buy an electric car or a hybrid car, can't really do that, right? That's the thing about gas is you have to buy gas to go to work, right? You have to buy gas to go to the store. But in the future, a lot of people are starting to buy electric cars, but then you have to buy electricity. Electricity is high as well. Electricity is going up as well. So that's one of the things. But as a whole, the United States is starting to move over like power production over to things like solar, wind power, and other things. In fact, on March 29th, the U.S. actually had their first day where wind power was the second largest power producer for the U.S., only behind natural gas. The wind power. I'll show you a couple articles here so you can see it. Anytime I show stuff like this, people don't believe it. That's why I always like to show you guys things right on screen so you can see it, believe it. Wind was the #2 source of electricity for the entire United States on March 29th. It actually was ahead of nuclear power and coal power. In fact, #1 was natural gas. Natural gas, which is somewhat considered clean energy. Clean energy. Coal, not so much. But the problem with things like gas, natural gas, and coal, you got to constantly be replenishing it. Constantly be replenishing it. As soon as you take it out of the ground, you literally burn it and it's gone. Where things like solar, wind, and anything that's renewable is you put up a wind tower, you put up a solar panel, and it lasts for many 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 years, and it's renewable. And yeah, maybe at some point you need some maintenance. At some point you maybe need to replace a panel or a turbine or something, but it's many many years down the road, as opposed to as soon as you burn the coal, as soon as you burn the gas, it's gone. It's gone. It's going to last, these are going to last for many, many years. And the more power we build of things like this, and you got to look here, wind power took overtook coal and nuclear as power for the entire United States, as the second power source for that particular day for the entire country. This helps us wean off of gas in areas that we can. We can't really do it so much for cars because, well, there's millions of gas cars out there, and we just can't easily do that. Can't easily do that. But in the areas that we can do this, it helps us wean off of gas, so we're not so reliant on it. So reliant on it. And in power production, electricity production, that's one area where we can do it. So we're not so, reliant and underneath the stranglehold of these gas companies. As it's really just a tough situation. If I was a senator, it's really tough because one senator who's really out there for the people, say I was a senator, it's really tough because you have to get 50 to 60 votes in the Senate to get something done. To get something done. And you have to, unless it's part of the reconciliation package, you need votes from the other side as well. And yeah, really, really tough out there. So here is the latest package that I have seen passed here, providing more checks for the people, more relief for the people. I mean, hey, every bit helps. And here's the latest one. In fact, aloha, because a little bit of aloha, a little bit of cheer for the Sunshine State. Here, check this out. Yeah, lawmakers approve of Hawaii tax rebates of $100 to $300 per residence. Yeah, per residence. So, stimulus checks for Hawaii residents of it's really going to be $300 per person. The $100 is for people who make over $100,000 each. So, really good to see that. Here's the details on this. I'll zoom this in here for you from Honolulu Civil Beat. Hawaii lawmakers approved a tax rebate aka check, for all Hawaii households that is skewed to favor lower income households, giving those families an extra bit of cash. Senate Bill 514, that would be a Hawaii Senate bill, so a state Senate bill, would give a tax rebate of $100 per person to tax filers who earn more than $100,000 per year, and $300 per person to filers who earn less than $100,000 per year. So, the majority of people are going to get $300 per person in Hawaii. The tax rebate package would benefit taxpayers who filed in Hawaii for 2021 and is expected to cost the state $250 million. So married couples getting $600 per person. And get this, the rebates would also be paid out for each dependent, meaning the amount that individual families would receive would depend on household size. Household size. Now, this article says, assuming the House and Senate approve the measure in the floors next week, which appears extremely likely, it will be the first substantive state rebate of its kind since 2007. But I did a bit of research, and it appears that it just passed, I believe, yesterday on the 9th. I believe it has just passed. Passed final reading, received notice of final reading, enrolled to governor. So I believe it has passed the Hawaii State Legislature, and it says provides a tax refund to the taxpayers of the state, makes deposits to the Emergency and Budget Reserve Fund, Pension Accumulation Fund. Yeah. So I believe it has passed. So it's a little bit hard to get the entire full details here, but I will keep up on this. But as you can see here, there is a lot of different states that are passing tax rebate checks, stimulus checks to their residents here, almost on a weekly basis here, to help out with inflation, rising gas prices, rising grocery prices. And I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country. So make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can click here to watch my newest video next. And you can click here to watch that scandalous video of the New York Times exposing Senator Joe Manchin. If you haven't watched that, Senator Joe Manchin, make sure to click on that video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.